Hello, my name is Francis Fox. I'm a trained government remote viewer. I was put in a secret program when I was born and was trained in all the psychic skills. The program was looking for mind expansion, human potential, superpowers. And supposedly, the program was going to be introduced into the school system. At least that's what the people in Congress were told when they were asked for money to fund the program, which was a secret program and has still not been declassified. It has not been introduced into the school system. So here we are to try to give you some of the information and more like a little help in opening up to the human potential that's inside of everyone. From what I understand, I'm not sure if I had a high IQ, low IQ. I know I didn't have low IQ, high IQ, medium IQ, and my IQ was raised dramatically uh, within the program. Well, what methodologies were used? Torture, rape, food deprivation, sensory deprivation, threats, the whole 9 yards, things to make you frightened. And when you become frightened, your mind, when become frightened and you cannot escape. If you haven't escaped, then your physical body just takes you out of the situation. But when you're frightened and there's no escape, you escape in your mind and you go into deeper dimensions. And that is where the magic is. That's where the superpowers are. That's where the extra information is. That is also where the creativity is. But obviously, we need to do this, and we are doing it here in my chat and in my groups in a way that's many times more graceful. So we've been working with Venezuela, and I believe that we have helped to prevent chaos there. And what we decided to do was to include Mexico, because apparently the path of Mexico is going to be the path of the United States. Isn't that interesting? So we did the chat last night for Venezuela and Mexico, and everybody did the mantras and everything. And then if they saw stuff for their country, they would have to put, Mexico, and they would say what they saw during the chat. Everybody's psychic ability, not everybody, a lot of people's psychic abilities augment dramatically participating in the chats. And they get very excited. It's like candy, like, oh my God, I can see and I can hear people and I can, because of what I have, which is a superpower called the power of induction. So my aura pulls people up, having to do with these issues of psychic abilities, etc. So we have a very powerful group. And I was thinking that we need to figure something out, which I can't figure out because I can barely add two and two and come up with four. If you put my fingers up, okay, two, and I'll put up three fingers. It's like not good. So supposedly 144,000 people are all that is needed to have a raised vibration to pull the planet into a good place. What percentage is that of the number of people that are on the planet today? And I think that if I could get the social media mafia out of my way, that I could get those numbers. It's not such a big number. Now, I have evidence that they're holding back my numbers. It's silliness, total silliness. From one day, asking everybody who was on a chat, we were like 200 people, and I told them to go to a particular video, and for everybody, and most of them had not seen it, to go there and also put comments and likes, and then to come right back to the chat. And of course, a lot of them said that every time they would put the like, it would get erased, and their comments were not on there. And most of the people went to the video to look at it, and it didn't register, but like 25 people. So that and 100 other things. We don't need to go into that. We already know that. Maybe I'll get Elon to talk to Zuckerberg on my part. Maybe we can do that. I think that if it is true that Zuckerberg has softened and is actually going to vote for Trump, I think that that's what's supposed to be happening now. That people are supposed to kind of, you could say, see the errors of their ways. No, they are able to see stuff they didn't see before. The Mayans said that was going to happen, and then they're going to feel bad. Oh my God. And I think it's sweet, but here we go with what I said yesterday. We need to allow them to do that. And once they make the self-correction, just drop the past, drop it. So if there's a chance that Zuckerberg can hear me, that would be great. Who owns YouTube? Because that's the biggest. Anyway, I decided to start this chat today and sketch the United States. Because what I'm doing in the other chat is I'm sketching both countries. Then at the end of the chat, when we've done all the healings and everything for the countries, I sketched it again. And there was a big change. And in Venezuela, the change was so big, not last night, but the night before, because it was too hot, too hot, too hot. In the other dimensions, the fire element, that a lot of the people from the different cities in Venezuela were saying, oh my God, it's cooled down. There's a breeze, it's cooled down. From several cities in Venezuela. That was really sweet. It's really nice to have that immediate feedback and not have it have to go through another filter. So what I'm going to do today is I sketch the United States, because the truth of the matter is we need to be concerned, and we are. But rather than discuss and complain and rail against the political stuff, let's just get to the healings. Why are we not doing that here in the United States? Just because you don't have much of a background in this doesn't mean you shouldn't get started. So this is what I sketched today. Venezuela present, perfect. I sketched the United States, and this is not so bad. This is broken heart and tears. What happened to the rest of the stuff? I don't know, but it's good. And this is frequency of depression. So what we're going to work on today is depression in the United States. And as I tell the Mantrista movement people, whatever you work on also works on you. When you do the mantras for Mexico, for Venezuela, now for the United States, you will feel better, but a lot better. And here's the issue, or not the issue. For you to do a healing, you must know the story, but you're going to hear it again. In the 90s, when I was a wreck, when I was starting my therapy process, and I was getting all the memories of all the mind control stuff, what a nightmare. A lot of times I would say to my staff, who needs a healing? And they would say, Frances, you're the one that needs a healing. And I would say, I know that, but you guys don't know how to do a healing. Okay. So when I give you a healing, I feel better. I want to feel better. Who needs a healing? And then I would give them a healing. So you're going to find yourself feeling better after this. Okay. And spiritually sophisticated Mantrista said that the energy cleared after we worked on Mexico and Venezuela. I don't know what cleared this, but I'm going to tell you what, I'm going to ask the dolphins. While we're doing the mantra, and you guys are busy doing the mantra, I'm going to ask them, how did this clear? Because whatever it is that cleared this, we need to do it again and again and again. Okay? So what was I going to do now? Oh my goodness. Oh, and the chats, I'm not going to put titles on them because I never stay on the subject. So this is News from Other Dimensions, Frances Fox News from Other Dimensions, episode 44. Because on the planet today, a lot of people are the vibration of 44. Jesus Christ reached 33. But every age has its issues, its problems, its greatness, its whatever. And this is a different era in which we can reach higher vibrations. That's what the Schumann resonance issue is all about. And perhaps the issue of the North Pole, the magnetic North Pole moving, it's all these massive changes. So I'm going to take a second and I'm going to sketch the collective consciousness of those of us that are here. Okay, here's the map from yesterday. No, here's 2 days ago. This is two days ago, which wasn't that bad. You had a lot of spiraling of negative thoughts. You do have this invasion, But that's not on this map. You have the rage frequency, but now it's dropped or it's now into depression. And then you have focus on Florida, which is not good. Those are the ETs. By the way, the ETs, the spaceships that were above Venezuela, the bad ones are gone. The good ones are left. So that particular battle, which is not to say the war, but that particular battle was won. I'm trying to find. Oh, here. This is from the 23rd of July. Look how interesting. Sorry about that. This is, and it's opposite here. It says truth revealed and healings begin. Trump restored faith, repaired the crown chakra. Oh my God. So why do bad things need to happen? Why did we need for somebody to try to kill Trump? Here we go. And here we have the three pyramids of protection. South Florida shining, but they want to take South Florida down. U.S. stabilized in other dimensions, but lots will shake up and fall away in the next few days, which probably did. This was the 23rd. So I was looking for another map and I found this. Now, don't you think we should have this someplace systematically? Yes. As soon as we can get the sex trafficking Cuban mafia off of my back so that I can actually hire somebody and they don't do black magic on them, I will have all of this much more organized, much more systematic. Meanwhile, we trudge along. And as I was saying, in Venezuela, the spaceships that were lavender are still there. And the bad guys, in terms of Galactic, are not. So here I forgot again. What am I supposed to do next? Are we finished? I don't think so. We just found out the old lady saying of everything bad that happens is for a reason. Everything, what happened to Trump turned this country around. I can't believe that. I can't believe that. I didn't remember. I am an information expert. I go through so much information. I acquire so much information that I cannot keep it in order. Besides which, psychic abilities and information is in one part of the mind, and memory is in a different place. And when you're reading something psychically, you're not supposed to be anywhere near your memories. Your memories are not supposed to be there because they create an emotional or an information overlay to the psychic information you're looking for. So it makes sense, but it doesn't make it easy, especially when I'm handling several different issues at a time. Broken heart in the United States. That makes sense. Okay. We did Mexico yesterday. I had sketched Mexico several weeks ago. It was burning up with excess fire, and I dropped it. It's too much. And I went back yesterday and I sketched it. This is the second sketch. The issue with Mexico is they found gold there, someplace in the south of Mexico. What does that mean? Well, it means that the people that have always, I'm looking for the first map from Mexico. The people that exploit are right there. And so there's black magic there, even though it was not a lot. There was much more before. I am not going to find it. And there was what you call an amarre, which is in black magic means a tie. They tied up the southern part of Mexico. We were able to release those two things. But there again, we go with the whole issue of minerals and natural resources. And we go back to Star Wars. And I'm wondering how much Elon Musk is taking that into consideration when he's doing all of his incredible work, which I have invested in heavily in terms of stocks. And if it doesn't go well, it's okay. Everything, you take a chance with everything. But honestly, I think it's going to be great. I don't have any, it's great. But the whole Star Wars thing, the whole Venezuela thing has to do with the mines. I started working with Venezuela when I did a sketch of Venezuela in 2018, and there was a big hole in the bottom of Venezuela, and it was a portal to the underworld. And the reason that that hole opened up was because there was a lot of mining there for gold, maybe other things, I'm not sure. And this was, we're talking 100 and some years ago. And the owners of the mine would kill everyone that could not actually work in the mines, which included older women, older men, children, men that got injured. They killed them all because they didn't want to have to feed them. Can you believe that? That created an accumulation of souls that died very angry, which creates portals and creates big issues. And it created a lot of emotional violence. It opened up the toxicity of those souls, and what happened there broke through the dimensions and opened it up to the underworld. And that was what was going on in 2018, which was going to completely take Venezuela down. We were able to clear that with many get-togethers with the Mantrista movement, and that hole opened up again several days ago because they are, the bad guys are working there in the mines again and doing the stuff that they're doing, which is unethical, not nice, etc. It's a vulnerable energy anyway, because that was already opened up. We didn't finish clearing it all. What's the point? The point of the matter is that these two countries, plus Peru, that we worked on a lot, the big issue having to do with peace, PEACE, is the fact that the galactics and some people within the countries want what's in, that want the natural resources. So that is the Star Wars theme. All those battles between the planets, when they go to a new planet, they're there pulling out minerals. So the series Star Wars was about where we were going, but not really where we have been and where we are today. The whole Star Wars things and the whole things with what minerals do we have on this planet that off planet one. Did I ever think that I would be talking about any of this, that I would be allowed to talk about any of this, or would be talking about this today? Never. In 1,000 years, I never thought that this could be an open subject, because this has been going on for forever. And I am making it an open subject. What are we going to do about this? Well, the first thing everybody needs to have is be educated on what it is that's going on. And the whole thing with free will, these countries are supposed to have free will, and whatever minerals they have, if they want to sell it to galactics, fine. Or if the exchange is not a sale, it's something else, that's okay. It's their right. That's they should be able to do that. And I don't know if I said it yesterday, but one of the interesting things that came through when we were working several nights ago on Venezuela was that in the future, there'll be 2 new minerals discovered that the galactics need, but that there would be proper negotiations between Venezuela and the galactics for those galactics to be able to have these minerals. That's the way it should be. But if people are arguing about whether aliens exist, we're never going to get there. It's going to be only the savvy, sophisticated bad guys that are going to be able to maintain control. Is that one of the reasons why we have been denied all the information that all the governments must have? Probably. I'm going to sketch the collective consciousness of the group, and I'm going to push back in time to when you got to this event, not after 19 minutes of me talking, because it appears that 19 minutes of me talking and you listening raises your vibe. I want to see you how you were when you came in. Okay. Tomorrow is a big day. Tomorrow is the 8-8 portal when there's a special alignments of the planets, and with Sirius, not quite sure the whole details, but it's a particularly powerful day on the planet. We're also in Mercury retrograde when you shouldn't do anything or buy anything having to do with electronics, because it's a space of time, it lasts like 3 weeks, in which there is no protection. There's like a veil that protects that is pulled away. And what it's for is because you need to revisit certain things. You're not really ready to purchase that car, to launch that product, and it particularly affects electronics. You should read up on it. It's the only thing that astrologers are literally afraid of, like their knees buckle. I had a woman, an astrologer. She used to read for all the political people in Colombia. She was very good. And she met me and she said, "I'm so sorry I met you now." And I'm like, okay, I haven't even said anything yet. She said, "Because you're going to be really important. And this is Mercury retrograde." She said, "So I just screwed my relationship with you." And I was like, "Please explain that to me." And she said, "When you start anything new, including a relationship during Mercury retrograde, it's doomed." The relationship was doomed. Okay, so here we go. Now, isn't this a lot more interesting than just regular politics? Come on, come on. Okay, so here we go. And hopefully I have all the proper color pencils, even though they'll definitely not have any ink in them. Oh, look, this does have ink. We have the 3 pyramids of protection. We're doing good. We're doing good. We have Trump is talking to the ETs. Is that supposed to be a secret? Probably. You can call me later. Trump is talking to them. Can you imagine having the level of power he has, having that kind of information and not being able to say anything, not being able to tell people, "Would you please wake up? We need you to be awake. You need to be part of the decision-making process. You don't even believe in it, so how could you possibly be part of the decision-making process?" How can you have a democracy and have that kind of stuff going on, and the population has literally not been allowed to believe, because they made such fools, people look like fools if they believed. We look great. This is before I started to talk. So we've got the ETs on the left side, which is where that portal is, with that new music I have that repairs that, because that breaks in autistic kids, in people with addictions, da da da. Third eye is open. We look good. We look good. We look really good. Okay, so we're going to do something. We're going to go after healing the United States depression, broken heart. So I'm going to put the Medusa, with the pink Medusa music on, and we are going to do this mantra. So don't question the mantra, in the sense that I don't want to have to take 10 minutes to explain why the word's on the mantra. But it works. And it's also the one that works against the plague. Because the plague, and you guys know what I'm talking about, affects people with broken hearts and weak hearts and issues in the heart chakra. So the mantra is a purification mantra. Okay, I'm not going to worry about whether you believe me or not. I'm just going to give you what you need. How's that? I haven't moved yet, but I am going to be looking at apartments. I would like for all of you to visualize me moving into a home or an apartment that I love. but I actually don't even need to love it. I just need to move, and I am going to just move. But wouldn't it be nice if I would also love it? So if you want to do me that favor, that would be great. And then if you have to get a baseball bat and beat up the people that threaten me with hurting my children if I move from Madeira Avenue, go ahead and do it. Here's the mantra. Okay. And I'm going to do the music. I'm going to do the Medusa music. And I'm going to teach you a superpower. I would like for you to take the sound, the music, the frequency. When you have an intention, a vector comes out from you. And it takes your intention and your energy. It collects the God particle, many of them, through the back and directs it towards your intention. That's how you create magic. But you can take your intention and direct things. So I want you to just pretend that you are taking the sound of the music and you are directing it towards the center of the United States, which would be the heart of the United States, and taking it there. And you can take the mantra there also. You can take pink Medusas there. Oh, yes, Trump is negotiating with ETs. This is a good thing. This is a good thing. Oh, wow. I actually looked into moving into his hotel a couple of months ago. I was desperate to get out of here, but it's actually not affordable. It's affordable for several days, not a problem. A week, 2 weeks, it's not affordable as a place to live for a little while. So you use the Medusas as part of your SWAT team to bring that energy, which is the energy of Venus. Medusas, which are jellyfish, the science says they're from other planets, and they are. You use them, plus you take the vibration and you take it there, and then you do the mantra. So let's go ahead and do this. And then I will sketch again, and we will see. How do you feel? We did it. Spiraling of pink. That's the mantra. This area still, this is getting invaded by the ETs, and it has been for several weeks. And when it started, there was a mass shooting in Maine. In other words, the stuff that happens in the physical dimension is telling us about what's going on in the other dimensions. Anyway, so we have to work on this. But look, and the truth of the matter is, even with the stock market crash, everything seemed to be pretty leveled out to the. I was worried that maybe they had done something to make us all asleep, but we don't feel like we're asleep. So no, the one of the followers, Etna, is talking about the new music. The new music can change the world. It is the frequency that repairs teeth and bones. It also releases sexual abuse from your tissue. This is a big deal. But it is the frequency of the portal that's on the left side of the head, which is the portal that humans use to enter planet Earth. Now, is that important or not, or what? Of course, it's very important. And we will have it ready on Monday, 10 hours, Yo Soy Etna, with a black screen. So you're going to be able to put it on your big screen TV in your bedroom, and you're not going to have all those lights from the video, which we usually put our music on with video. This is just going to be a black screen. You're going to be able to sleep, and the entire night you're going to have that frequency with other sounds done by Mateo Cuaron, the incredible composer from Mexico, Mayan background. Oh, and I'm going to say it because we did a podcast with him on this. He was one of the 17 Mayan souls that was sacrificed in a Mayan city in northern Guatemala. And that was for a ritual, a black magic ritual, to cover up the sacred informations the Mayans had for us for today, because they did transition gracefully. That's why it's the biggest question mark in archaeology. What happened to the Mayans? They still haven't figured it out, because what happened to the Mayans was they slipped in to the other dimensions very gracefully. The only people in the history of the planet that did it gracefully, the Egyptians did not. They reached a great high level and then they got collapsed. They were destroyed. The Mayans did. So Mateo Cuaron was one of those 17 souls that was sacrificed to keep that black magic in place. And the interesting part was that they found these mega cities in northern Guatemala. And the scientists and observers kept saying, we don't understand. This is so huge. How could we not have seen it? We don't get it. They didn't get it because that's how powerful black magic is. That's why you need to know about it, to feel when it's done to you or to your companies, and to know where to go to get it taken care of. There's not that very many places where you can go to take it care of, because unfortunately, most of the people that get into that world get into that world trying to help, and then the spirits basically seduce them, entice them, and they end up doing black magic themselves. So it's not easy, but whatever. We're not talking about that now. The trick of the matter is, I have had a very tough life. It's hard for me to be an optimist. This is great. I would have not expected this. This is great. Yes. So we have several minutes left. What I can do, if you like, I will put on that music now for those of you that just want to stay, and you can do whatever mantra you want, and you can send that music to your companies, because through this portal is also where the incubus and succubus spirits, the really, really, really bad ones. I mean, the ones that are like, they don't just kill people, they don't just make humans kill people, they will make the human kill people and eat them, mutilate them. I mean, they're like really bad, and they come in through this portal. So, this is a really important portal, and the music is very important. And I don't think it's a coincidence that we are able to provide it to you at this time when basically a lot of great stuff has come together. I want to go back a minute because I'm still in shock about the sketch of the United States. This was the night of the attempted assassination, and it ended up opening our crown chakra. But not because they tried to kill Trump, they weren't able to do it. And it's great, really great. So I'm going to put the music on. And then now at 8, I have the chat from Mexico and Venezuela. And I'm going to go ahead. You guys listen to the music and do whatever mantra you want, including this one that's on the screen, which is extremely powerful. And I'm going to go ahead and sketch the two countries. Okay. And that way you'll have a few more minutes of healing frequencies. Thank you for joining us, and we will be back here tomorrow. My God, I am super optimistic. Did not think that we would ever be able to achieve this that we're achieving. What I sketch on the maps is what's going on in the other dimensions. You can look great in this dimension. If I sketch something ugly in the other dimensions, you need to get ready because that's going to manifest on the physical. What I'm sketching is looking really, really, really good. So this is good for all of us.